Hello and welcome to Daily Dose Radio, a 5-minute-a-day podcast studying the Psalms verse by verse, recorded here in the dining room of the Bible Bistro, located in Sharonville, Ohio. Hey there friends, welcome back to Daily Dose Radio here in the Bible Bistro, and you're seated here with me at the dining room table of the Bible Bistro as we make our way through the Psalms verse by verse. That's what we do here. It's 5 minutes a day, 5 days a week, studying the Psalms verse by verse. And this week we have the privilege of studying Psalm 45, and today we're looking at verses 6 through 9. This is another wonderful piece here in the 45th Psalm, this song of love in which the writer's heart is just bursting forth with all of this imagery of the king, and he's riding forth in glory and majesty, and He's riding in victory. And now we come to verse 6, and we're going to talk about his glory and his throne. So notice verse 6, 7, 8, and 9 today. Let me read those for us. Thy throne, O God, is forever and ever. The scepter of thy kingdom is a right scepter. Thou lovest righteousness and hatest wickedness. Therefore God, thy God, hath anointed thee with oil of gladness above thy fellows. All thy garments smell of myrrh and aloe and cassia, out of ivory palaces whereby they have made thee glad. Kings' daughters were among thy honorable women. Upon thy right hand did stand the queen in gold of Ophir. That's verses 6 through 9. Now you'll notice verse 6 right away. I hope you notice verse 6 right away. Is a passage that is recorded for us in the New Testament in Hebrews chapter 1, verses 8 and 9. And if you'll allow me, I'm going to turn over here in my Bible to the book of Hebrews, just so I can read that for you, because the Hebrew evangelist does us a favor here by reminding us that the very first principle of any kind of biblical interpretation begins with the Bible's commentary of itself. And so what we have here is Psalm 45, verse 6 and 7, coming over into the New Testament as the Hebrew writer argues for Christ as God's Son. And so looking here at Hebrews chapter 1, verse 8, But unto the Son he saith, Thy throne, O God, is forever and ever. A scepter of righteousness is the scepter of thy kingdom. Thou hast loved righteousness and hated iniquity. Therefore God, even thy God, hath anointed thee with the oil of gladness above thy fellows. So he's arguing for Christ being the Son of God, and he comes here to Psalm 45 and picks out verses 6 and 7 and says this is about the Son. So now that throws Psalm 45 into a different light, doesn't it? We're not just talking about any king. We're not talking about David. No, we're talking about David's son, Christ, who is son of David, son of man, son of God. So that's who this is about. No wonder the writer is indicting a good matter. No wonder he's breaking out into joyous verse here as his tongue, the pen of a ready writer, says these words to us. Thy throne, O God, is forever and ever. This is none other than the Son of God. And of course, that's right, because we've had the eternal idea marked now for us twice. Once in verse 2, God hath blessed thee forever. Who can that be other than the Son? And then here in verse 6, Thy throne, O God, is forever and ever. Again, the eternal marker tells us who we're talking about. This isn't some man. This is God's Son. And then we come to verse 8. All thy garments smell of myrrh and aloe and cassia, out of ivory palaces whereby they have made thee glad. These scents are the markers of Christ, because these are the smells and these are the ointments that were used to embalm him when Nicodemus and Joseph wrapped him up. They put in that 100 pounds of spice. And so all of his garments smell of myrrh and aloe to remind us of his resurrection from the dead. All right, I see I'm out of time. We'll come back here tomorrow and pick up with the daughters who are among the honorable women, and especially one daughter in particular, and we'll see who that is here on Daily Dose Radio. Thanks for listening to Daily Dose Radio. For more fresh and delicious Bible studies, podcasts, books, and more, check out the Bible Bistro online and on YouTube. Join me again next time for Daily Dose Radio.